Hello everybody, Pope here. I've got a couple battles for you today in the French Leclercs. There's three of them, the Series 21, the Series 2, and the Series 1. Those are battle rating 11.7 main battle tanks in the French tree. They are the top of the line. The French don't have anything better as of yet. And so one of the really cool things about the Leclerc is that it's got an auto-loader. It's not as fast as the Japanese Type 90s or Type 10 or TKX. It's not 4 seconds, it's 6. But that's 6 seconds regardless of your crew skill level. So even if you don't have the best of crews, if you haven't uploaded or upgraded your reload skill, or if you don't have the silver lions to turn this into an expert crew, just like the Russian tanks with the auto-loader, your auto-loader is 6 seconds all the time. Regardless of how many crew members you have left. So here we are on this map, which is, in my opinion, probably one of the most unbalanced maps in the game at this battle rating. As you can see, when you come out of the northwest spawn, my recommendation is get in something fast and immediately cross the field, immediately get south, because as you can see from right here, you've got clear shots all the way across the map, and you're protected behind this defilade here, this little ridge line. And as you can see, that ridge line runs from E2 all the way down to their spawn at G5. And so basically what you do is, if you can get over here, and you can get over here not necessarily undetected but undamaged, you can really abuse this position to shoot and kill unsuspecting enemies from across the map. And so as you can see, I've already got a couple kills, including that Challenger 2. Please say a prayer for that particular player. I think I annihilated every British tank in his lineup. The poor guy just kept spawning and coming back to that spot, and kept having to kill him because, well, that's what you do. So one of the beautiful things about the Leclerc is that it's got Generation 2 thermal sights, which means that target over there, I never would have seen it if I was in an Abrams other than the SEP. Never would have seen it in an STRV-122. Never would have seen it in the Leopard 2A5 or 2A6. That is one of the really nice thing about the French Leclercs, is that all three of them have Generation 2 gunner thermals. So spotting targets long distance is relatively easy. And so there's another kill, and my teammates on the who haven't really moved past out of the spawn yet, they're doing a really nice job of scouting vehicles. And the scouting markers give you a general idea of where to look. There might be something there, you might be able to see it, maybe not, but it gives you an idea of where to look, as opposed to trying to scan the entire horizon the entire time. And so as you can see, I mean, these aren't short shots. These are 1,800 meter shots that are just easy because of the Gen 2 thermals and the flatness of the round. And so here's a SPAA. And it's an ADATS. Well, I guess it used to be called the ADATS. It's now the XM1069. Those things are a pain in the ass. They're an absolute pain in the ass. There's something about their crew compartment that when you shoot them in the hull, they don't die. And they turn around and they shoot missiles at you. So if you can, you shoot those guys through the missiles, the missile racks on either side of the turret of the tank, and they die. And so there's the poor guy I was telling you about earlier. His name is Soggy Llama. And his second Challenger has just bit the dust right next to his first one. And so let that kind of be a lesson to you. It's not an easy one to learn. It's certainly not one that I learn. If you're gonna die to the same person multiple times, don't go back to the same spot. Just don't. Spawn somewhere else. Or if you're gonna go back to the same spot, make sure you're trying to take out the guy that killed you. Don't just go to the same spot and expect a different result, because it's not gonna happen. And that's not the last we're going to see of poor Soggy Llama this game. And I don't know if you can tell from the mini-map, but our team has absolute control of this map right now. The only really decent spot the red team can get to, the southeastern spawn team can get to on this map, is up in like B6. That's really the only decent spot that they have. If you can prevent them from getting there, you can get a tank or two down on the flank like I am, and like this Leopard 2A5 is to my right. It's just a question of, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when the game is going to end, because you're going to win. And as you can see, we've got a light tank up in B7 who is completely eliminating their ability to move up there, who's scouting everything, and he's doing a fantastic job. Not getting a lot of kills, but doing a fantastic job. I'm sorry, I think I said earlier there was a 2A5 to my right. It wasn't, it was a Leopard 2 PL. So having the targets pretty much eliminated at this point, I'm going to move a little bit farther around and engage in a little bit more of a spawn camp. This map is easy to spawn camp on, but it's not terribly effective. Once you get over this far, you lose a lot of the shots that you have on the stuff over on the 6 and 7 line. Yeah, you can see their spawn, the close spawn, but you lose the ability to shoot the other side of the map. And so if you're going to come this way, make sure you lose all your targets first before you come over and start to spawn camp. And as you can see right here, there's a target in smoke. I don't know what it is, but we'll wait patiently for the smoke to fade away. And it's about run its course right about now, so we'll go into thermal view because the smoke disappears in thermal view before it disappears from visual, so you'll always get like a second or two of visibility in your thermal sights that you wouldn't ordinarily get in your regular gunner sights. So it's an M1. We kill the driver and the loader. He's not returning fire. He's got a dead breach, and we'll follow up shot to the side of the turret, and that kills him. And that's kill number 6. And I haven't taken a single shot. Not only have I not taken a single shot, nobody's even shot a single shot at me. 0. They haven't been able to see me because this tank has 8 degrees of gun depression, which is more than enough. The Leopard 2s the Leopard 2s. The Leclercs are spectacularly good vehicles. Very versatile, very fast. And here we've got another Challenger, and it's poor Soggy Llama again. I'm sorry, buddy. And then we've got a shot into the side of the wolf pack as he's spawning, and that's going to be 8 kills. And there's not really much left more to do in this game other than enjoy the scenery, so we'll just skip that part. Our team ends up capping out, and that's a winner. That's a survivor, heavy metal hero, 8 kills, no deaths. I didn't take a single shot from anybody. Nobody even shot at me. And the reward for a match like this, especially because it lasted a little while, is 66,000 lions, 13,600 research points. And as you can see, my Leclerc 21, it's not even spaded yet. As of that game, it wasn't even spaded. And so we will move into the next match here, which is 2-cap large. I don't remember if this is Poland or Eastern Europe. It might be Eastern Europe, whatever it is. It's 2 caps, which means that most of the fighting is going to take place at the edges, at the map peripheries. And so what I really like to do, and it's nice to have more than one vehicle. I don't really think you can do it with just one tank. But what I like to do in this situation, especially on a snow map, when you can get up to 70 kilometers an hour really fast, is to flank a little bit, and you can see that hill that I'm pointing my gun at. If you can get up on that slope, you can completely and utterly deny the ability of the other team to be able to get tanks into the town. And you're going to see that that's exactly what's going to happen in just a minute. It's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. The trick is that you have to have an enemy team that's A, passive enough that they don't push over the ridge, or B, that you've got friendlies behind you that are going to make them pay when they do. Because being up here and shooting south leaves the vehicle incredibly vulnerable to being flanked from people coming over top of the hill. And so we've got a first target right there, and that was actually a really good shot. Didn't have to laze him at all. That was an M1A1 aim, and so that's kill number 1. And so we roll up to the edge of the hill. There's 2 more targets coming through. I don't want to get the first one first. I wanted to get the second one, but I couldn't hold my fire. So we ended up tracking the KVT and then killing the Tess. The Tess is much more of a danger than the KVT is. And so now we've got opportunity to just take our time and, you know, kill the KVT at leisure. And so he's dead too. And so now that's 3 kills. So we'll continue to do this little tactic of running up to just to the very edge of the hill to see over on the other side. And you can see how many vehicles are there. They're just stacking up. And so that guy's looking at me. Kill him first. It's an M1A2. There's something behind him. It looks like a 2K maybe. No, it's an AIM. And so we get him as well. And so that's 5. And that's 5 quick kills. I mean, this game hasn't been going on for but 3 or 4 minutes, and that's already 5 kills. And so they appear to have stopped pushing the town, and now they're going to sit back and camp a little bit. So once that happens, we can push over this hill and you know, get involved a little bit more with killing them as they come out of their spawn, as opposed to when they're crossing an open field. So we're going to pop up here, look for some targets. I mean, like I said, you can see some smoke, but there's no actual targets yet. They are really pushed back into their spawn. Like, they haven't even come up into the area where you would ordinarily do the A cap on this map, which is the little church area, or the windmill, whatever it is. And I got shot by something. I don't know what it was. I don't know where it came from, except it came from that way. I think it might be a helicopter, and there was a helicopter up there. He wasn't pointing at me, but you know, we'll take a pot shot at him. Got shot by something coming from the left. I think it's cross map. And then, you know, the hellfire from the helicopter ultimately took me out. So that's 5 kills, 1 death so far, and like any self-respecting player that gets his game ruined by cast, you jump back in an SPAA. I know exactly who it was that killed me. I know exactly where it was, and within 15 seconds of spawning in, he eats a VT1 to the face, and so we'll kill that Apache. I spent the next couple minutes looking around, trying to provide some more air cover, but the simple fact is their team wasn't accumulating enough kills to be able to spawn into aircraft. And so it's going to come to a point here in a second where it's just going to be like, you know, screw it, I want to kill tanks, I don't want to shoot non-existent planes and helicopters. So I just jade out. I don't usually J out of a perfectly serviceable vehicle unless I've got a nuke, but there's no point to stay in the missile SAM, you know, at that point in time. So jump into another Leclerc. This is the S2. So this is the second. I use the term best loosely. Honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between the Leclercs. They play exactly the same. The first one's a little bit lighter, so its mobility is just a smidgen better. But they all shoot the same top dart round. They all 11.7. They've all got the same, at least as far as I can tell, armor scheme. They've got the same mobility, the same turret traverse, the same gun elevation speed. So functionally, there's not really a difference between the 3 Leclercs, at least that I can see. And so as I'm moving across the map, I wanted to say to everybody who has joined the channel and subscribed and liked and watched, and even if you've done nothing but, you know, take a few minutes out of your day to watch the content, I really do appreciate it. Earlier this week, I applied for and was given access to the Gaijin Content Creator Program, which is just super cool. get early access to new vehicles, you get test drives for stuff that maybe you haven't hit in the tree, and it's basically an opportunity for me to advertise what I think is, I mean, it's absolutely my favorite game to play. And so that's an M1A2 that we just killed, so that's kill number 6, or 7 rather, because I got the helicopter. But anyways, there's no way the content creator program would have taken me if, you know, it hadn't been for the 500 or 600 or 700 people that have subscribed so far, and the people that are, you know, watching these videos. So I thank you guys very much for giving me the opportunity for this little creative outlet of my life. If you've seen from the description of the channel, I'm a middle-aged lawyer. There's not really a lot of room for artistic expression in my life, and so this is as close as I'm going to get to it. So it's nice to be able to have a little hobby like this that's been given some validation by you guys. So I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And so now we're in the final stage of the match, which is the spawn camp, and rather than make everybody watch that, we'll just fast forward to the final kill. And yeah, that'll be it. So that's 7 ground kills, 1 air kill, playing the Leclerc Series 21 and the Series 2. And that's another heavy metal hero. And we'll fast forward a little bit to the rewards screen, and this was a good sized match, and so it's another 66,000 lions, 10,000, 11,000 research points. And here we are in the third match, which is a single cap Aral C. This is having only 1 cap on this map at this tier can be challenging at times. It's very frantic, and you're going to see some of that in a few minutes here, some of the franticness of the fighting, which, I mean, it can be fun at times. It can be a little stressful, but it can be fun at times as well, and this match was quite a bit of fun from my standpoint. And so, as I generally like to play this cap point when it's a 3 cap map anyways, this is just kind of second nature coming at it from this direction. I want to get into the A cap as quickly as I can. Immediately put the ticket bleed on the other team, put the pressure on them to take the cap back from us. And at top tier, when you're in these caps, you have an opportunity to be, for the most part, pretty hull down. And from this position right here, is I've got excellent vision from the other team from where they're coming from. So if they're coming from around the corner on the left, which you're going to see right here, and I flubbed the shot on the leopard. I don't know why that didn't penetrate. I thought I got him lower hull, and then on that one I had some concrete blocks as a barrier in front of him, and so those were 2 really not good shots on my part, and it ultimately ended up in one of my teammates getting killed. So we'll play peeky with that guy for a little bit longer. We've got excellent presence on the cap right now. There's a guy holding down the left entrance. There's a guy holding down the right entrance. And I've got an enemy tank moving across there. I don't know what it is. It looks like an Abrams or actually it's a BVM. And before I can get the shot off on him, he dies. And so there is stuff moving off to the left. The guy guarding the left entrance is dead. There's a tank that moved past him, is turned around and is coming back. I'll take a quick shot at it. It's a T series of some kind. It was a bad shot, but he's going to come back around the corner, and I out-reload him. This tank has a 6-second reload, as I said, in the last video, and I'm absolutely going to out-reload any T-series tanks, no matter what his crew skill is. So that was a mistake on his part, and he paid for it. And so at this point, I'm kind of in a conundrum. Do I stay deep in the cap and keep eyes on the entrances and the exits, or do I move up into this corner, which kind of provides a much stronger defensive position if it's just me, which it looked like at the time. We've got one other guy, a BVM over there, my friend Husky, who looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. And so that's the ultimate problem with this position there, is it's good defensively, but it's not a very good support position. And so I come around this corner to find that Leopard 2, and God, that was a terrible shot. That was an absolutely abominable shot. I didn't do anything to him, and thankfully he's a little passive. He didn't press his advantage. So back up, I tried to do it again. We traded. He got one of my crew, but I got his loader and his breech, and so I am reloaded now. I'm also on fire, so we're going to do a little repair work, but I am loaded. My gun works. 6-second reload. Nothing has changed, even though I'm down a crew member. So at this point in time, I'm paying attention to engine noises, and there is definitely somebody coming that way, and it's confirmed by the fact that that dead tank moved. Somebody is trying to push their way past, and it looks like a light vehicle of some kind, so we'll let him come through and kill him, you know, right when I've got crew compartment. It was a Puma, and that looks like a Bradley pushing over the top, and I got real lucky with this shot right there. Ended up coming down a little bit faster than I wanted to, but I got his ammo rack, and so he died. And there I am getting killed by some kind of Japanese. It's a Type 10. Being very frustrated with the T-80 that didn't push up and try to shoot that guy in between his reloads, but it is what it is. So that's 3 kills in a cap with the first spawn, and now I will come in with the Leclerc Series 2. And if you look at the mini-map, even though we've got the cap and the point advantage, we have virtually no map presence down the 1 and 2 line. We've got a couple guys on the 5 and 6 that have isolated off their southeast spawn, but they're pushing into the A cap at this point in time. We've got no presence at all left around the cap, and we've got 4 quitters, a couple people who are watching, and they've only got 1, so they've got the player number advantage as well here. And right about here is when they get into the cap. And so I know that at this point in time, I'm going to drop artillery, and I need to be careful when I'm coming up on this corner here. I want to get an accurate idea of how many people are there, where they are, which way they're facing. So I know there's an Abrams of some kind that is flanking south. There's somebody in the cap shooting his machine guns at a helicopter, so I'm going to push around the corner and try to take advantage of that guy's being distracted. And it ends up there was a second guy there, and so I killed the TKX that killed me the first time, which was good. He was looking at me. I'm not sure why he didn't shoot, but we shot the Abrams, killed him, or didn't kill him, we damaged him. So this is the second kill in the cap. It's the Wolf Pack. Push around the corner, get the Abrams. That's kill number 3. I'm not sure what this guy was shooting at, but whatever. We'll kill him. That's a 2A6, and so that's 4 kills within about 30 seconds. And as we come through the smoke and look up on the top of the steps, here comes our Abrams friend in the M1A1 AIM, and ended up killing him, and so that's 5. So that's 5 kills in about 35 seconds, and that pretty much broke the back of the enemy team. They didn't particularly want to continue playing at that point. The match got very what's what I'm looking for? Passive. We're hunting them, can't find them. They're hunting, not really, they're not hunting anything. They're just trying to stay alive, playing in airplanes. Can't cap in a plane. So, yep, so just driving around in the Leopard, in the Leclerc, I keep calling it a Leopard, the Leclerc, trying to find somebody, and there's some gun sounds coming from around the corner, and so I shot this Gepard and killed his gunner. In the time it took me to reload and come back around the corner, his gunner had been replaced. That's a 6-second replacement of that gunner, and maybe there's something, you know, different about that vehicle that allows it to, maybe it's got a double gunner or commander override or something on it, but I wasn't expecting that, and ended up, you know, paying for my mistake. He shot me in the side and killed me. And so at this point, if you look at the team composition, they still had 6, 7, 8 players left. The teams are relatively even at this point. It's just that they were all in the air. They were passive. They never really attacked the A point again after that 5 kill streak I went on, and that was it. So results screen: 129,000 Lions, 14,000 research points, and yeah, that's the Leclerc. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, and see you on the next one. Take care.